Welcome, my loves. Welcome back to episode number 2. Episode number 20.
02.
02.
Yeah,
That's 20.
What 2.0 you could have gone? Or 02. Welcome, guys.
We've skipped episode 2 to 19 and we've just gone straight to 20. Anyway, welcome to episode point 2. Number 2. Whatever. The second one. The second one.
We came back for more.
Yeah, last week was so good that we want to keep diving in. We want to keep sharing with you all of the wisdom that we have, all of the things that we navigate in life. Welcome. Again, I am Danielle, founder and visionary of the Unsilenced Woman. And again, I have the beautiful Jazz sitting across from me. And today we're going to dive into how to find your people and why it is so fucking crucial. This is a really big present theme for both of us in our life at the moment. And I just don't think it can be said enough of how important it is and really how crucial it is to have your people and to find your people. And also, I know that there's a lot of, and this was me for a really long time, that there's a lot of us out there who struggle to find our people. Yeah. So we all want it, and we all consciously know that that's what we should be having in our life, but it's hard and it's a journey to get there. So we just really wanted to kind of share our journeys and unpack that today a little bit as to what it actually takes to hold these really epic relationships ultimately in your life,
and why it's so important to have them as well.
So I guess the first thing that we get to talk about is what actually is it to feel your people? What does it feel like to your body to feel your people? And how important is it to know the quality of relationship that you want in your life in order so you can attract in your humans, you can attract in the people that you actually want to hold you in your life and detour from the ones who can't, really. So, I think the first thing with anything, no matter what relationship we're calling into our life, whether it's platonic, whether it's a romantic relationship, whatever it is, we need to
even family.
Yeah. Full relationship. Yeah. I think, I know that it's really important for us to get really clear on what it is that we're actually calling into our life and the level and the standard of, people that we actually want in our life. And I know for me in this, latest phase is, really almost getting a bit cutthroat.
Right. It feels savage, doesn't it?
It feels savage. It feels really savage, getting really cutthroat and getting really clear on what it is that I want, how I want to be held, how I want to feel, what I want to experience in relationship. And for me, I've got my list of non-negotiables, and I don't and won't accept anyone in my life that isn't, one, the biggest thing for me is willing to try. Right. Yeah. Willing to try and be vulnerable, willing to self-reflect and take self-responsibility for where they're at and the input that they're having in their relationship. And also the human that I am, the being that I am, is so devoted to love, devoted to life, devoted to the people in my world. And what I actually need, and what I kind of shamed myself around this for a really long time, was that's what I want reciprocated back to me. And if that isn't how I feel, if this relationship isn't a full body fuck yes for me, this is just not where I'm going to put my energy. And it takes I haven't gotten to this point overnight, and it takes time, and it takes a really long process of connecting back to self and really ultimately being so safe and okay and content within me that I'm okay here, and people can come and people can go, like let it come, let it go, knowing that no matter the shift and the wave and what happens, like I've got me, and it's that piece of creating that real stability and containment and safety within self to know that ultimately first what you are worth, what you are going to stand for, and who you are as a friend, because I can guarantee, like, you might, this is probably another harsh truth, is like you might want these incredible friendships and relationships in your life, but who the fuck are you?
Yeah, you've got to be incredible too, right?
Who are you?
Back.
Who are you in relationships?
Yeah. So that self-reflection piece is really important, right? First of all, like reflecting on who you are, what you give, and what you want in back, what you want in return. Yeah. I think as well, like just touching on, you said like you shamed yourself for ages because like you love really hard, right? There is no shame in like if you're giving like the fucking gold standard of love, expecting the gold standard back, right? Like we're all worth that. Yeah.
Keen to hear, like, I guess just like what are your non-negotiables? What have you learned over this time of like what you will dive into it more, but like what are your, this is what I deserve in a friendship, this is my people, okay, we just even need to get to stop using the term friendship, but just people in your world, like what are some of the key standout things for you that you've kind of learnt the hard way and now you're like, this is the only thing that I accept into my life?
Probably the actual characteristics of my non-negotiables are probably very similar. Self-reflection, radical self-responsibility, authenticity, vulnerability, playfulness, not being fucking serious all the time. And I think where that comes from is like we're both growth focused people, right? We want to be continuing to grow as we move forward, and if you don't have people in your world that are actively working on those characteristics and attributes themselves, you can't grow with them. So ultimately they're going to fall away. You're going to grow apart, become misaligned, and they're going to fall away. And I think that goes for not just friends and intimate relationships, but family members too. Like this whole blood is thicker than water story is bullshit. If somebody isn't meeting you even halfway, why do you have to keep them in your life? Like I have family members that I haven't spoken to in over a decade because they don't align with how I want to be and who I want to be. So until they can step up, the door is not open. If things change, like for anyone, if someone goes into the work and they make the changes and they become the sort of person that can meet me where I'm at, obviously the door can always be reopened. But whilst they're not willing to even look there, like that's not something that I feel like I can work with, regardless of whether it's friend, partner, or family.
Yeah, and I think actually I just feel like talking about this topic because, or this specific thing that just came to me was like when you mentioned being in the work. And I know in my journey, this is where shit really started to change and where things really started to shift. And I know a lot of the people listening are probably facing this as well, right? Like if you're even listening to this, you're like you're dipping your toe in a little bit and you're starting to explore, and like things are potentially starting to shift, or it's just starting to expand for you. And it's like this again, this just feels really present to speak to, because there is such a huge shift that happens when you start to shift, right? Like it's all, and I guess it comes back to the piece of like, who are you in relationship? How do you show up? Because who you are is what you're going to attract, right? Like if that is your internal world, like that's the thing that is going to shift your external world. And when we start to dive into this work, we start to, for me it was like I started to expand my awareness, and I started to be around some really fucking dope humans, and I was like, it just expanded my whole
possible
paradigm of like, oh my god, this is what's possible. Like I've spent my whole life like pouring out in this little box, pouring my whole fucking heart out to people. There's so many layers of like unworthiness and belief systems and wounding that comes into that, but like, you know, for the sakes of what we're speaking about, like I spent my whole life pouring into people, and not every person that I ever had in my life didn't pour back to me, but I continuously just felt so unmet, empty, confused at the depth that I knew I had, the depth where I wanted to go, the depth I wanted to be held.
Yeah.
And when those friendships didn't meet that, and for so long we just put up with it because that's what it's our normal.
Right? Yeah.
It's just our normal. We didn't know any different, and it's when we step into this work. The bit that I think isn't, or I know isn't spoken about enough, is how fucking confronting that is to navigate in your life.
Well, you've got a few fucking bitter pills to swallow about yourself, first of all, when you get into the work, right? Like, that's radical self-responsibility is fucking uncomfortable when you realise you're the one that's been getting in your own way this whole time, right?
Totally.
Yeah, it's really fucking uncomfortable. And then also the process of surrendering and trusting the universe when they take someone out of your life that it's not aligned, and trusting that that space will eventually be filled with someone that truly is aligned when you find your tribe.
Yes, and there's I know this was a really big part of my journey. I kind of faced this period and this gap where I was like, I'm really fucking lonely. I'm really fucking
lonely for years,
lonely, because it's, you know, you have this middle bit where like you've started to do your work, you've started to grow, you've started to work through your wounding, and you start to realize like, fuck, I do deserve more. I do want more out of the relationships in my life. And you start to, you know, when we do any of this work, like any of this internal work, it's shifting and creating new paradigms of how we see the world and how our perception is with everything, which changes the perception of relationships in our life and what we ultimately actually want. And then we start to really see the gap, and so we start to chip away at these old relationships. We start to not put in so much effort into.
They feel less fulfilling, right? As well.
Yeah,
and like constrictive and
yeah.
They feel different once you have the awareness.
They feel
right?
empty, right? They feel so unfulfilling and empty, and
draining even.
Yeah, and it's hard, and it's really confronting to try and like navigate this relationship with them. So we end up, you know, sometimes it's fucking. It is. You go through. I went through this whole fucking grieving portal.
Yeah,
when
I did recently.
1,000%. It like went through this whole grieving portal, and I remember speaking to my like mentor at the time, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand. Like,
why am I losing everyone?
Why am I losing everyone? I feel so fucking like I don't get it. Like, I'm, you know, doing all this work and changing me. Like, shouldn't that improve the relationships in my life? And this is, you know, another piece of like people, you know, some people just aren't going to the level that you are, and it's like,
right,
you get to let them fall away.
And as you grow, it's like, it feels uncomfortable and you feel lost because you no longer fit in that life that was your past anymore, because you've changed so much, right? So you actually have to go and create a whole new fucking like space and environment and people for yourself where you do fit now, right?
It's like being literally reborn again. New identity, new self, new environment, new relationships. Like, it's a lot, and that middle bit can be really confronting, and this is a lot of the time where people fall off because they get to that middle bit and that grieving, it's so uncomfortable, it's so confronting, and they go, fuck, I can't, I don't want to, where are my other, you know, it's that bit in the middle that you're kind of floating. So they go back to the comfort zone, they start, you know, self-abandoning again, back to the devil they know, and they go back to these relationships that they know aren't good for them. So it's that middle bit where, like, for me, I was like, that's where I need the most fucking support to be like, keep staying the course, keep staying the course,
got this,
keep doing the thing, like, it does get better. And like now I'm like
fucking delusional saying that sometimes.
So delusional. So delusional.
Madness.
Yeah.
It feels like madness.
It does feel like you're going fucking crazy because it's very is contradicting the right word? Yeah, it contradicts itself. We're like, I've done all this fucking work.
Right.
I don't understand. Why am I pouring so much into me? And like, and you know, all the people that I love are fucking falling away. And like, it is, for me, the biggest thing that helped me through this perspective, because I experienced this same with family, with friendships, with a lot of people in my life. And someone said to me once that, because I was like, why can't these people just change and come with me?
Right.
Why can't you just
And he's like trying to preach to them, like, because you know it will be better.
Why can't you do the work and just come on the ride with me?
And
Because
then they
it's
get sick
fucking
of you.
awesome. And, you know, there's a whole thing, you create resentment and blah, 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 out of this. But I got so caught up in this, and I got so frustrated that I was like, why can't you see it? Like, it makes no sense. I'm in this whole, like, my whole fucking world is getting flipped upside down. I'm like, why do you not want to do, why do you not want this? Like, I'm so confused. And yeah, this just perspective of like, in this lifetime that you are in this lifetime that this other person is in, it is sometimes just not in their story. And this, I know it gets a little bit esoteric and whatnot, but like, this is truly what I believe is like, it is not in their story and in their timeline in this lifetime to go to those places. And sometimes it is fucking, this is a whole nother episode on its own, but it's so heartbreaking to watch the people that you love. Like, you have to let them fucking go.
Yeah.
You have to say, I love you, I am here, if you ever change your mind, if you ever become open to it.
Yeah.
But I'm going here and I need to drop you off.
Yeah.
You get to stay there, and finding, you know, not even just like letting go, but finding so much peace within, like, this is your fucking journey. This is my journey, and this is where I'm choosing to go. And if that's where you choose to stay, like, and not from a place of pity, but like, that's their choice.
Yeah. And
they get to make that fucking choice. It is not on us to dictate where their life goes and what happens to them next. So just knowing that, like, that is their journey, and it's not in this lifetime. It might not be handwritten on their fucking soul to go to the places that you are, and maybe it is in a different lifetime for them, but right now all you can worry about is it's this lifetime for you.
Yeah. And just have compassion for both sides, right? Like, that's 100%. For them and this is for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something I wanted to touch on then, but it's left my mind again. Oh, I think as well, like, accepting that not everyone's forever, right? Some people are a season, a lesson. Some people are your forever people. But the people that are your forever people, of course they're not going to be fucking easy to find, because like, that's a big deal.
It's a very big deal.
Yeah.
It's a very big deal.
Yeah. And sometimes, again, like, you have to have this piece of self-reflection and radical responsibility, so that you can identify the pieces that were lessons, so that you can learn the lesson and move on quicker, rather than repeating the same thing in the same package over and over again, right?
Totally. And this is, it's so easy to point the finger, right? And like, blame outside of ourselves, and self-responsibility and accountability is like the most confronting thing that you'll ever face. And, you know, in relationships in general, like, they're usually, if something's triggering you, if something's going on, they're usually mirroring something within you.
Yeah, you've got to look
like,
inside, right?
You know, there's an outlawed part of self that you're still yet to love, that you're still yet to accept and acknowledge and be with. So there's that whole side of the coin as well. But I think what I really wanted to share was, like, you know, and I guess it's just this same kind of piece, is like, vulnerability is fucking key. And I know that's a non-negotiable standard for me, but I feel really deeply that in order to be able to have
everyone, right?
these incredibly deep and, you know, soul satisfying relationships in your life, like, you got to wear your fucking heart on your sleeve, babe. Like, you've got to really be like, this is my heart.
To know someone, right? You can't know them if they don't let you in. And vice versa. Yeah. And it isn't a deep friendship or connection if you don't know them, if you don't know their heart.
For me, like, just really allowing someone to, you know, see all parts of me. And that's, like, again, that's another thing, excuse me, interesting, that's another thing for me, is like, I need to be able to be all of me. Every single fucking little part, big part, all of it. Like, I need to be able to be all of me and not feel like I have to try and be someone else in this relationship. Like,
don't have to wear the masks.
No.
Yeah, gross.
No. I can't even fathom that now.
No, right?
But like, but back then that was so real.
We did,
like,
right?
How like I just self-abandon because we self-abandon because I need to receive love and safety and connection and belonging from another human.
Just anyone right now,
anyone.
right? Because
Fill
I
up
don't have
my
it for
cup.
myself even.
Fill up my void.
Yeah.
Fill up my void. Yeah, and I guess just like, which is like really beautiful, I feel like we've been leaning into a lot lately, is like being willing to like be each other's mirrors, and also like, and again I guess it comes back to the vulnerability piece and opening your heart and being in that deep friendship of like, I am going to say things to you.
Yeah, they're going to be uncomfortable.
And they're going to fucking trigger you.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
and
a lot.
vice versa.
And that's okay. And it's like, you know, if you really want true, deep relationships in your life, you need to be willing and okay to be confronted and to be mirrored and to be, you know, told in the most loving way. Like, to me, it is so dishonest for someone to not tell me the shit that they see. Like, you know, but it takes a level of actually being okay to receive it.
You've got to create the safety between each other first, right? Mm-hmm. To be able to trust that the triggering thing the other person is saying is with the best intention and with love. Mm-hmm. They want the best for you. They want you to grow. It's not. We're not saying it to each other to fucking piss each other off. Yeah. It's for our highest good, right? Yeah.
And I guess like even just weaving in a bit of like nervous system stuff into that is like, if we are in a consistent state of survival,
it's really hard.
Yeah, people, like anyone that comes at you with
feels like an attack,
a mirror or advice or something or a reflection, is like, you're gonna be so fucking defensive because you genuinely feel like you're being attacked. If you are in your survival brain and not in your learning brain with your open heart, like whether you
have to be in rest and digest to be able to learn and take on information, right?
Just need to be in regulation to be able to actually absorb that. And if you're, you know, that's another, I guess, another pit. Look at where you're at and look how you're reacting to those situations. Like, we all want that. How are you? Like, inventory and audit this shit. Like,
what's your piece?
How are you when someone comes to you with advice? When someone comes to you with a reflection? How open are you? Like, is your heart and energy even open enough to allow another person to come down and sit with you and be like, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and out of love, I'm telling you this because I want to see you be the best fucking version of yourself. Like, what do you do in that situation? Do you breathe and say, fuck,
do you pause? Or do you go straight into defense?
Like,
do you actually pause and long enough to receive what they've said and consider it? Because you're not necessarily going to have the answer on the top of your head immediately, are you?
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, the more rooted that you get in your body, the more rooted that you get in your truth of, like, knowing who you are, what you stand for. There's a balance of, like, sometimes people are going to say shit to you, and sometimes it's their projection. Yeah. So, like, sometimes people are going to say things to
shit,
you,
right?
to use your discernment. But can you use your discernment if you're so in your fucking head and worried about what everyone else is thinking? No. You can't do that. So it's like this whole real piece of, like, how much capacity, stability and safety do you have in your own body in order to hold a reflection when it is put back on you, and not exactly go into defense mode or try to somehow fucking manipulate the situation and flip it back on them or gaslight them or whatever it is, whatever, you know, pattern or coping mechanism we use to find safety. Like, what is that thing for you? So there's just a real level of self-responsibility that gets to come.
It's the key thread, isn't it?
It is literally the key thread. Yeah, because we can want all these things, but...
And not just relationships, though. It is a key thread under building a life that you desire, right? Like, you have to have the radical responsibility piece first to even begin to understand what it is you want and how you attain it, right? Because you have to be the person that you desire to bring in, right? And if you're not radically self-responsible, then how do you know who you be?
Totally.
Like, everything hinges on that.
Yeah, and it reflects back the internal and external piece, right? Of, like, who how do you hold yourself? Who are you? What's your worth?
Right.
You know, if you have such low self-worth, if you don't believe you're worth anything, if you believe you're a piece of shit,
right,
all you're going to attract into your life is people that treat you like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Or on the flip side, you have these really, really high standards, beautiful, but if you're not embodied in any of them, all you're going to do is repel the people with those standards because they will feel the dissonance, right?
Yeah, you're not going to get your embodied friendships.
And then
you might get
like,
you might get your surface level fucking preachy friendships who are good at saying all the things.
Yeah.
But how does you know?
Got a few of them, haven't we?
Yeah. But how does your body feel? How does your body feel with that? Like,
right.
you know, when we're in relationship, we're in relationship with another's nervous system.
Yeah.
So how does your body react? How does your body feel? Like literally, you know, and this is such a key piece, right? Like if you're in these relationships right now and you're like, I don't know if this is right for me, like fuck the stories, but tune into your body. Go and sit with that person. What does it feel like? What does your breath do? Does your chest contract? What is a yes in your body? What is a no?
Tight?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Do you feel like I can't say this here? I have to walk on eggshells. Like
protective.
Notice what is going on when you're in that relationship with that person, and
do you walk away feeling knackered,
tired, drained, exhausted,
like
energetically?
The thing for me that I really noticed when I did find my tribe was I walked away from every interaction so uplifted, so energized, so happy, so fulfilled, and like couldn't fucking wait to see them again. If it doesn't feel like that, it's not that great a connection, eh?
And you like another piece that Kate just dropped in for me was like, you've got to be willing to have the fucking conversation. You have to be willing to sit down with that person. If things aren't working for you, you've got 3, these are my non-negotiables, this is how I'm showing up in relationship, these are my bits to, you know, to work on and to improve. Yes, okay, you've got your list, like everything's feeling really clear. You notice how your body is feeling with that person. You say, this doesn't feel fucking good for me. So what do you need from this person? Is this a relationship that you want to try and repair? If it is, what is it? Where's the disconnect? What do you need from this person? How do you want them and need them to meet you? You've got to get that, and then you've got to have enough balls to sit down and have that conversation really raw and really honest.
Because they may be able to meet you in that.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have the conversation, you never know.
If you don't communicate your needs, how do you know they can't meet you? They can't meet you.
And if you're never willing to communicate your needs, then what do? You just siphon through people one after the other for the rest of your life. And again, it's all surface level. So you never get to experience the fucking joy of like amazing connections.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck that. I don't want that life.
No. No way.
No.
Not anymore.
No. Had it in the past. Can't imagine going back to it.
And that's like, it's just that up-leveling game, right? Like, I can't imagine attracting, like, when I really look at even my life, you know, like, I want to say even 2 years ago to where it is now is like the most profound shift in the relationships and the people that I do have in my life are like nothing I've ever experienced before.
Life-changing.
Literally life-changing. And yeah, I guess like this is like, and it makes me emotional because of how, like, when I really think about, I'm gonna cry. When I really think about the last, say, 2 years for me, which have been, you know, the biggest, deepest transformations and the biggest shifts internally and obviously externally as a result, is like when I couldn't have, I genuinely could not have gone to the places that I went and be the woman that I am right now if it wasn't for the humans in my life. If it wasn't for my community, if it wasn't for my people and my tribe to support me when I was fucking broken, absolutely shattered, on the fucking floor, collapsed, broken. Yeah, I held myself through a lot of that. But I also learned how to lean on the people in my life and the connections and say, I don't have a fucking answer right now. I don't even have a question, but I'm fucking struggling. Like, this is hard. Yeah. And I don't know what I need. I don't know. I don't know how to get out. I'm just fucking, it's just a lot. Can you just hold me? Like, just to know that you're with another human and you find that co-regulation with them to be like, I'm here, I fucking got you. you're amazing, I see you, and not from a place of like fix me or soothe me, but like
Just
fuck, we're literally cavemen at the end of the day, right? And
Yes.
it's like we need to be in community and connection. Like that is how we survive. We are not solo creatures. We are not here to survive on our own. Like, yes, this whole hyper independence thing. Yes, we can stand on our own 2 feet. Sure, we can.
I don't want to though.
But that's the piece.
Anymore.
We don't fucking have to.
There's actually heaps of studies coming out now as well about this, because like you touched on it, being community being a survival need, it is as important as food, water and shelter and safety in numbers, right? Which goes back to reptilian brain caveman days. But there's now studies coming out that the biggest predictor of longevity isn't your diet, isn't your exercise, it's the quality of your relationship. So like this is actually really important to your survival long term.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally life or death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite literally.
Like loneliness, like chronic long-term loneliness is a killer. Yeah. Which is wild.
It's wild. And I guess like why I've been so called forward with the Unsilenced Women to create so many group and community experiences, because like there is only so far that you can go in this work alone. And the when I started to shift, when things really started to transform for me, was when I put myself in spaces and in rooms that allowed me to be seen, be held, be mirrored, be confronted, be fucking loved on exactly as I was.
Yeah. All of the work as well, like the growth and the mindset and the nervous system regulation and blah, 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 blah. On your own and solo, all it is really is theory. Until you're put in that to test with other people, like you don't know how your body's going to respond to the mirror of someone else until you're with someone else, right? Like it's just theory on your own.
Yeah.
Like you need to be in friendships, relationships. It needs like to actually test what you've learned and see if you can actually embody what it is you've learned.
Yeah, well, there's this saying, right? Like wounds were created in relationship, which means they need to be healed in relationship.
Makes sense, right? Yeah.
And so all of our fucking wounds have come from relationship. All of them. These wounds aren't created on our own.
No.
We didn't bring ourselves up. We weren't 3 weeks old crawling
just
around
to
the
survive,
floor.
right?
Like, it's not how it works. They were created in relationship. They get to be healed in relationship. And the most transformative work is when you can look at the humans in your life and know, they're always reflecting something back to you.
I think as well, going back to something you said earlier, you touched on like someone being there when you're like struggling or in your lowest moments or whatever, and then saying like, I've got you, I'm not going anywhere. That is like fucking the most beautiful, truest, like most amazing thing you can do for a person, right? Like, because we don't want to be fucking abandoned, right? We don't want to be abandoned, we don't want to be rejected, we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, and we want to feel safe. And someone being fucking solid and being like, don't worry, I've got you, like the most beautiful thing you can do for someone.
Yeah, and I guess it's in those moments too that we actually start to repattern and reprogram.
When they don't fucking run away and you're like, oh shit,
yeah,
they actually mean it. People actually mean it.
I can
be safe.
All of me, because that's really how any wounds are created, right? We learn that, we can't be this version of me, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. If I do that, then I'm not going to receive the love and safety and support that and belonging that I need. So I'm going to create these, coping mechanisms and strategies, whether that becomes people pleasing or whatever it is. Like, I'm going to learn that if I do this and contort myself and change who I am, then I'm going to receive love and safety. So in order for us to be all of us in the most messy raw form, completely who we are, untouched, and to have another human come in and say to us, I've got you. There's no part of you right now that I deem undesirable or unlovable,
right.
or I don't need you to be any other way apart from exactly who you are in this moment. That repattern within itself is fucking everything. Is everything, and that comes in community. It comes from putting yourselves right. It comes from putting yourselves in those rooms.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why our friendship has gotten so strong so quickly, right? Because like both of us can be messy and tearful and sad. Both of us can be joyful. Both of us can be fucking silly and playful. All of our chaos is welcome all of the fucking time, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel so safe in our connection, and like that's really beautiful.
It's really beautiful. Love you.
Love you too. And I want this for everyone, right? I want
right.
like all my friendships now genuinely are like this. Yeah. And 100%. I want that. I want not even every woman, every person to experience that too, right?
Yeah, and it's really, I just keep coming back to the piece of like getting really clear on what it is that you actually desire, and knowing that everything that you desire in relationship, no matter what relationship it is fucking worthy.
Right.
And don't be like, God will fucking throw tests at you to see
to stay through the fire first,
how much you are willing to anchor in and lock into
really
that. Do you really, really want it? Because I'm going to throw a little fucking test down at you just to see
fucking bum
if you're really willing to hold this.
Yeah.
Or are you going to cave? Are you going to waver from what
back.
it is that you fucking desire? That's where real growth happens and real change.
Yeah.
But you're going to get tests before you get your people. You're going to get tests before you get what you actually desire. So it's really important to know as well. A lot of us cave at that time.
I think it's like important also to acknowledge that as soon as you decide what those qualities are, as soon as you decide what you want and what you stand for, the test will come immediately. It always fucking does.
Yeah, in like
you got no
seconds.
grace. No grace time. Bam.
Yeah.
Like, and if you can just see that for what it is, it's so much more empowering. Like even yesterday, I had that moment of like being rejected by a date, and for I'm gonna say probably about 45 minutes, I felt really flat and like, like I'd been on one date with this dude. I wasn't like, he's phenomenal, he's my person. I was like, seems to have some of the characteristics that could be good, like willing to go for another drink with him. But my abandonment wound was like, oh no, we're not good enough anymore. But very quickly I was like, hang on a minute, why am I feeling this flat over someone that really I don't know them and I don't really care about that much yet. I haven't had time to be able to know them and care about them. And I was like, there it is, straight away, the test. Like this week I've been talking into what it is I want in an intimate partner. I have the opportunities for dates show up really quickly, but immediately I get the test of like, okay, so are you gonna fucking fawn over this person that actually isn't it? The fact that they've done what they've done shows you that they aren't it. Can you just stand in your power and fucking be happy and get on with your day? And I was like, oh yeah, I actually can. That feels way better. And so I was able to move through it so much quicker than whereas in the past I would have written off at least a day moping around, if not more. Because my abandonment wound was so fucking strong.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight what like the biggest part in that was like your ability and willingness to self-reflect.
Yeah.
In that, because if you're not willing to self-reflect, like
I'd have just carried on moping.
Yeah, and we just continue to point the finger outwards
and continue the pattern.
Yeah, continue.
And so another man like that would show up again next.
Yeah.
Like, no, fucking, thank you, not this time.
Continue to reaffirm. Yeah, the story.
Yeah.
And the thing that has kept this pattern
alive for nearly 40 years.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a piece I was going to speak into, but it seems to have left my
It might come back.
left my consciousness. It may come back. Yeah, I guess like I really just wanted to speak into as well how like what it takes to actually find your people, right? And for me, like my biggest lesson was like really, and I guess even the more uncomfortable truth is like sometimes you've got to fucking pay to put yourselves in rooms with people at your level. And that's what a lot of people don't speak about, right? Like you really, all of the relationships, when I think about it in my life now, have come from, in maybe not directly, but in some way, of a room that I paid to be in.
Pretty much, yeah. I've got a handful of like older friends that I've been friends with for a long time that have evolved with me, thank God. But the majority.
The majority. Break down,
perfect example of our fucking chaos. The majority of the friends that I have now outside of the old friends, if I hadn't have paid to be in a certain room 5 years ago, I wouldn't have circled back and made friends with them again 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't know the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you really do, and just putting yourself out there too.
Yes.
How mine and Jazz's friendship started was like I asked her to come for brekkie with me. Yeah. Like same thing, but we were both in.
I was so open to it though.
Yeah.
I was
so
actively looking for my community too.
Yeah.
Something else I did like when I got quite like, I guess, intentional and strategic about it as well. When I knew that my plan was to relocate and move house, I actively looked for networking and events like through Facebook groups, through Humanitics, Eventbrite, all that sort of thing, to find groups of women who were businesswomen, entrepreneurs, soul traders, into the spiritual and the woo-woo, into personal development. And I didn't want to fucking do that. I didn't want to go to those events on my own. To the point where, like, my best friend Em said to me a few months ago, she's like, makes me so proud of you when I see you and your girl gang on your stories, because years ago there's no way you would have gone out and done that on your own. Like, I wanted to make new friends for years and didn't do it. Eventually, self-responsibility, self-reflection, getting out of my own way, fucking put my big girl pants on and went to these networking events on my own, and now, like, I have the most fucking beautiful community of women around me thanks to that.
Yeah, it's just willing to get uncomfortable, right?
Fucking uncomfortable.
Willing to get really uncomfortable with ultimately your biggest fears. Fear and rejection and not fitting in, and all, like, whatever story it is for you, like, you've got to be willing to fucking break that pattern and confront that, to put yourselves in spaces and be open. Yeah, and then put your heart out there so they can actually know you too. Yeah, with the fear that you might get rejected, they might not like you. Totally, right? Because it's like, and it's again like, we can, even if we go into spaces, it's like we might be consciously saying all the right things with our words, but if your body is like contracted, not there, was me really hard for a long time. Like my pattern was like intimidation. I'm here, but don't fucking talk to me. Yeah, like I'm here. My presence was fucking strong, but I was like, don't fuck with me. Don't talk to me. Don't come into my field. Don't come into my space. Yeah. Who do you think you are? I'll fuck you up. I'll literally fuck you up. That was me. So now my work is like in all situations throughout my whole day. In everything I do, I'm like, how much can I soften? Yeah. How much can I soften? How much more open can I be, especially in this work? Like, just fucking smile at someone, man. Sometimes that's all it takes, right? Just fucking smile. Just connect, And like that's exactly such a good point to what you just spoke about. Is like, just take the little moments, because I know the big ones feel really scary. Going to someone on your own or whatever, it's like intense. But like, say hello to when you're at the person say hello to the person at the fucking water tap at the gym. Like, that just, hey. Right? Hey, like, just little things like that to start to teach your body, like, connection is safe, connection is safe, connection is safe. Like, easy for us to sit here and say just do the big thing. It's fucking scary to a lot of us, right?
Yeah, it took me fucking years to be able to go and do that.
Yeah, but it starts by doing the little things and these micro stretches of like how much can you keep. Again, like comes down to your body and your nervous system. How much can you keep just teaching your nervous system and body like these things are safe. People are safe. People are safe. Connection is safe.
Yeah. And
what can you do? You know, on purpose to actually put yourself out there, like go and sit at a coffee shop for an hour, like just to put your body in situations that feel uncomfortable, because in order to find your people, you're gonna have to put yourself out there.
100%.
And in order to put yourself out there to find your people, you need to teach your body that connection is safe.
Yeah.
And that
Build
comes
the capacity for it
by doing it in those little tiny micro stretches and those micro. You know, we like to say as baby moments, but they're not. They're fucking huge.
Yeah, they're more big. Impactful. Yeah. I think as well, like, there's also something to keep in mind when you are like thinking about putting yourself out there and you're worried about being rejected. Someone's outward behaviour, so the act of rejecting you, is actually not about you. It's about them. Their behaviour is created by their internal world. So they receive the stimulus through their senses, and then they filter it and they process it based on things like their lived experiences, their values, their upbringing, the mood that they're in at the time, the kind of day they've had, right? And that is what then creates the physiological response and the behaviour where they turn around and say, I don't like you, or whatever they do or say.
Yeah.
It's not fucking about us, right? Don't make it about you.
Like, you know, before how I was like, I had this point and I dropped
was it?
And then telepathically something's going on. I was at this point and it come back to me before when we were talking about something else. I was like, oh, it's not relevant to speak into now. And you just spoke into it, and I was like, oh, there's the opportunity. It needs to be spoken about. Yeah, like, it's, 1,000%. I agree so wholeheartedly. Like, it's not,
we'll always make it about
it's not about you. Like, you know, it's even, like, how much of this do I want to share? It's like, I've experienced this recently as well with a relationship in my life of, like, you know, I'm going to speak into whether it's on point or on topic or not, but it feels relevant and needed. Is like, my thing was like, I want you to choose me, because if you choose me, I feel enough. I feel lovable. Right. I feel like I'm worthy of this connection. I feel like I'm worthy of being chosen. And I had a moment in this exact, you know, kind of example and context. What we're speaking about is like, I was like, this is what I desire out of this relationship. And, you know, to this person's most honest like, their truth was sadly that they couldn't meet me in this relationship in the way that I desired and the way that I just, you know, really deserved. And it's beautiful that as another person, like, I was so proud of myself for speaking into that and holding those non-negotiables and those standards with love and softness and safety within myself. And when that person couldn't so honestly with their whole heart, unfortunately, meet me in that, I found a way afterwards to make it mean something about me.
Right.
I made it, so in that moment I was like, I did the thing. I stood in my boundaries. I stood in my non-negotiables and my desires. So proud of me. I did the thing. I must have flipped that pattern on its head. I must have grown. And what I've sat with recently is like, I was still felt so rejected and not enough after that. And I found a way to, from the interactions after it, to make it about me. I was like, this still, you know, consciously I was like, this isn't about me. But really look deeply, because if you're still triggered afterwards,
you're making it about you.
You're making it about you. And I was like, oh, and you know, that was a harsh reality that I had to sit with, of like, I've made this whole fucking thing about me.
When actually it was their capacity,
and it's
not
absolutely,
yours.
It's nothing to do with me. And the other person is like, it's nothing to do with you. So, and I
Yeah.
logically, I knew that. I was like, I know it's not to do with me, but my little
Your
girl, my
body wasn't
wound,
there,
and my
yeah.
body was like,
Yeah.
this, this person doesn't want you
Mm.
in the way that you wanted them to want you.
Yeah.
And there was that piece of like, I had to get so real with myself. And because it's just the fact that the relationship we had is dynamic gets to shift. And I have to get real with myself of like, I have to look at this stuff, because in order for me to actually be in this relationship in a fresh new dynamic, what we both want, like I have to be willing to be like,
you've got work to do, right?
That
to
was
be able
my
to get
shit.
there, right? Yeah.
That was
It's
my
not
stuff.
easy.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to share that was because it's like, it's so common for us to make it mean something about us.
That's human nature to do that, right?
And, the more work that we do, the sneakier it gets. Like, I was like, it's not about me. I know that I'm worthy. I know it's not, about me. I genuinely believed it.
Yeah.
And even now, still, this deep into the work, and I'm like, fuck, okay, it's still there.
That's another thing,
Just be
though,
willing
right?
to see it.
You do the work and you have the growth. Doesn't mean the pattern's not going to keep trying to rear its fucking ugly head.
1000%.
Your work is to go, okay, I recognise that, I choose different each time, over and over and over again, right? That's how you actually change your reality.
Yeah. You just get closer and closer to the desired outcome.
Yeah.
And the result. But it takes, it's going to
time
take
and practice.
multiple tests, multiple experiences, multiple situations to, ultimately get to, closer to where you want to be. There is no end goal. I was going to say end goal. It's not even a thing.
There's no destination.
The destination does not exist. FYI.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway. Is there anything else that you feel on your heart to share?
I feel like we've
covered a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we've covered it.
Yeah, I think just to like recap, like, probably the biggest pieces that stand out is like, be willing to be vulnerable and open, be willing to have the conversation, do enough work and create enough safety within yourself to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Get really clear on what your desires are, what your non-negotiables are, what your standards are, so that you know what it is that you require when stepping into new relationships, or being with and sitting with relationships that are shifting and changing, and radical self-responsibility and self-awareness.
None of it works without that, does it?
Don't make it about you. I know it's easier said. Don't worry, girl. Reaching, like easier said than done. I get
Practice trying not to make it about you.
Practice trying not to make it mean something about you, and know that it's not. And do, there's many different layers of that whole onion, but like, that's the biggest thing. And just know that, just keep holding yourself with like your morals, your integrity, your values, your way of being, and just be so, rooted in self and how you show up in the world, and know, that other people's decisions and choices aren't about you, but also, then keep on the radical self awareness, realization, I guess, journey of like looking into the role that you play, and be willing to get pretty raw and real with that,
right?
Because you're attracting these in for a reason. And then know that the lonely phase happens, and then be willing to put yourself in rooms where you're going to find your people, put yourselves in situations where you're going to find your humans. And it takes fucking time. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes a lot of love. It just takes a lot of love for self, a lot of love for what has been. There's a lot of peace that comes in.
A lot of compassion. And also I think in that piece is trusting that whatever falls away will be fulfilled with something way better if you stick to your guns.
This or something better. Always. Always this or something better. In everything in life. Okay. I feel pretty complete.
Yeah, same.
Okay, my loves. Good chat. We hope that you got something out of that. Yeah, we're here. I just really wanted to say that bit of like, if you do listen to this and it sparks some stuff in you, if you have any questions, if you're like, what the fuck, if you're like, yes, like just, I don't know, if those bits that landed, drops, like, we want to know, like, we're creating this.
We want to talk to you.
Dope and it's fun, but like, we want to create a space where we can voice this real stuff and hopefully, you know, just trust that it's going to land in the right ears and to someone who, you know, needs to hear it at this specific time. So if something lands for you, if you get an aha moment, if you implement something and it shifts something in your world, like, let us know. We want to know. Message us and tell us.
Yes.
Yeah, it lights me up really hearing about this stuff, you know. We do it for a reason. It's not just...
Yeah, we choose to have these conversations because we fucking love them.
Yeah. Like, we're not here just, you know, for surface level reasons. We really fucking care. We really, really do. Yeah, and just know that we're both here. If you feel called in any way to reach out, and we're here to support you in whatever that looks like for you.
Maybe you're meant to be part of our tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're meant to be. Maybe you're like listening, you're like, I want to be their fucking friend. Girl, hit us up. Maybe, yeah. Maybe you realise we'd be dope to work with. That too.
We are fucking dope to work with.
Oh, we are dope to work with. They just don't realise it. Whatever it is. Just, yeah, if you want to just be in our world, come and be in our world. That's it. Really.
Peace out.
At the end of the day. Peace out. We fucking love you so much. Go and find your people. And we'll see you next week. Mwah.